My dear students, very good morning to everyone. I am Dr. Sanjeev Ponia. In computer architecture, last class we discussed about the register transfer and micro operations. In this, we discuss about the registers, register transfer language, bus and memory transfer, and micro operations as arithmetic micro operations, logic micro operations, shift micro operations, and in last we discuss about the arithmetic logic shift unit. In today's lecture, we will discuss about basic computer organization and design. These are different topics in this. This is instruction code, computer registers, computer instructions, timings and controls, instruction cycle, memory and register reference instructions, input and output interrupts, and design of accumulator logic in the last. So first we will discuss that what is instruction codes. Before that, let us try to understand that what is computer and what happens inside the computers. So instructions code, when we will try to discuss about the basics of computers, then every computer is not same. Means every computer has different different processors. As we heard about AMD, Intel 3, Intel 7, like this. So each and every computer have different processors. When processors are different, in it means that they have different registers, they have different buses, they have different micro operations. We discuss about the buses also, we discuss about the micro operations also, and they have different machine instructions as we will study today about the instructions. So in last we discuss about registers, about the buses, about the memory, and about the micro operations. So we came to know that when we have a processor, then each and every processor has different characteristics. So they have different number of registers, bus. They can perform different micro operations, and there are many different machine instructions. As timing is going to change very fast, so in today world the devices is going to change very fast because the cost of the hardware is decreasing, and we we want efficiency every time, more and more efficiency every time. So in that case we have to use the pipeline to get more and more efficiency. We should have the pipeline. It means that we can access several operations at the same time. Because of that, speed enhance. So basic this was the thing. Because we are not going to study the latest computers, we will try to understand the basics of computers, that what happens inside the computer and how we can design that. So as there are lot of advanced computers, but we will try to understand the simplified processor model, that was established in near about 25 years ago, nearby 25 years ago. The computer, or the, we can say, processor, is developed by M. Maurice Mano. This is the reason I told you that this is very important book, and this book is generally references everywhere. So this is the simple processor that is designed by Maurice Mano, and we will study this. We will study this. So our motive is to study the register transfer level, that how the data is going to transfer between the registers. Model of the organization means when we have to design a processor, then what are the different models, how we can implement that, and the relationship with other components. So in the starting also we discuss, then in computers there are basically two things. First is CPU, and second is memory. CPU is the processing unit, and there is a memory that is related with the CPU to take the information from memory, or to send or receive the information to memory. We give some input and we got the output as per our program designed. So there are basically two components we will study. That is, first one is processor and second one is memory. First one is processor, that is also called CPU, that is central processing this is central processing unit. This is the processor, and in this we have to study basically CPU and RAM. And I told you that RAM is memory. When we are talking about the memory, it means we are talking about the RAM only. Keep this thing in the mind, because memory are of two types. First is primary memory and second is secondary memory. So primary memory, we says primary memory to memory only. So this is wrong. Sorry, this is RAM. So in basic primary memory, when we are discussing about the Maurice Mano, that is the basic computers that evolved near about 25 years ago, there was 4096 words. It means we can store different words from that start from 0, to 4095. 4095. This is the total number of words that can be stored. What it is happening? And this is the total number of total number of words that can be stored in this RAM. Means the size is 4096. If we are going to calculate the number of bits that is going to require this number, so that is 2 raised to the power n. So 2 raised to the power n equals to 4096. 4096. When we will try to find out the value of n from here, so value of n comes out to be 12. To be 12. It means if we have 4096 addresses, then we want 12 lines. As we discussed earlier, that if we have 4 lines, for an example, I have this one, 4 line, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then how many bits are required? I require for this? I require 2 raised to the power n equals to 4, and n comes, the value of n comes from here is 2. N is equals to 2. So we require 2 bits. So this is 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So these are the different ways by using 2 bits we can express these 4 digits, or these 4 lines. Same when we have to express, suppose the first location, then that will be 0 0 0. How many times? 12 times. This is, it will be 0 0 0 till 12 zeros. 12 zeros. Totally are 12. So by using these 12 bits, I can represent any of the memory location. Any of the memory location. This was about the capacity. Now, in each bit, or in each location, I can store a word whose width is 16 bit. So we can understand this as an, suppose this is a memory. In this memory, suppose this is a particular address. Suppose this is 2001. Then there will be 16 number of bits. And when I am saying 16 number of bits, means it starts from 0 to 15. So if I will conclude this, then in basic computer, there are 4096 words we can store. There is 4096 words in that we can store, and to store these words, we want 12-bit line, 12-bit numbers. And in a memory location or in a word, there are 16 bits. So this is the overview about the memory that we will going to use over here. So now instruction code. Instruction divide this also in two words, divide this also in two words. So instructions mean to give a, this is what I should say, when we have to perform something, then to perform that action, we have to tell someone, okay, you have to do this. So when I am telling someone that you have to do this, means these are the instructions to perform that work. If I have a specific word, some specific word, then I am giving the instructions. Mean I am giving you the, telling you the rules that you can do these to, and codes. Code means the instructions that I can represent. Code means the instructions that I can represent in the way. So for that, we have to write a program as we saw in all the programming language, that a program is a sequence of instructions or sequence of machine instruction to perform a work, to perform a task. So program, we have to make a program to perform any task, and for that we have to design a program by using a sequence of instructions. These instructions, we are saying machine instructions because we are concerning with the base of the machines, that is CPU. So this is the reason we are saying machine instructions. So machine instructions is a group of bits that tells the computer to perform a specific task. That tells the computer to perform a specific task. That is, these are sequence of micro operations, sequence of some operations. Those are used to perform a specific task, and these instructions are contained in the memory. Means memory contains program instructions. Now CPU read the instructions from the instruction register, as there is an instructor, and that tells someone that you have to perform this task. In the same way, in computer there is also a instruction register, IR, where the information is stored there that tells what the next operation we have to, or computer has to perform. Second one, a control unit. Control unit that controls the micro operations and translate those operations into the machine language, or a language that is understandable by the machine, that is understandable by the machine. So now computer instructions. Computer instructions, as I told you that in a word, in a word, we can store 16 bits, 0 to 15 bits. Means instructions also have the size, maximum size. Instructions should have maximum size 16, because in memory we have to store the instructions only, and maximum size is 16 bits, so the instructions have the maximum size of 16 bits. In these 16 bits, some part is for opcode, and some part is for address. Opcode means to tell what to do. Opcode means give the instruction that what to do. Computer instructions generally divided into two parts. First one is opcode. This is called operation code. This is called operation code. Means code of the operation that we have to be performed. For an example, I have to perform a operation, add operation. For an example, I have to perform add operation, then add is a opcode for that. So is specify the operation. Address, it specify the address or the memory location where we have to perform the operation. Memory size, we discuss about it. Memory size, yes. Now addressing modes. There are two type of addressing modes. There are two type of addressing modes. First one is direct addressing modes. Second one is indirect addressing modes. What happen in direct addressing mode? We get the content at the place where the address is given. The direct, we can get the content or opcode directly at the location, directly at the address that is told to the computer. Or here we cannot get the address directly. We can say, suppose this is a memory P and this is a memory Q, then main content, main data or opcode we get from the location, that is the address of which location is stored over here. Means we get the data from here. Means when we have to access the data, then data is not, we cannot access the data directly, or we cannot access the opcode or instructions directly. That is at the place, that is at the address where the address of that memory is here. So instructions of code are of 3 bits. As I told you that this is of 16 bit. First bit, that is 15th bit is for addressing mode. 15th bit is for addressing mode. Then next 3 bit, that is bit number 14, 13 and 12. 14, 13 and 12 means 12 to 14 we use for the opcode. We use for the opcode means these are of 3 bits. The size of opcode is 3 bit. Now it will be more clear from here. This is a memory word. This is a memory word. Memory word means this is a particular memory. This is a particular memory. Let me say this is the address of the memory is 2000. 2000. So we know that at any address, we can store 16 bits. We can store a 16-bit number. So in the last bit, that is, if they are 16, then we can name it from 0 to 15. From 0 to 15. So in the last bit, that is bit number 15, we have to write down that this is a direct addressing mode or this is a indirect addressing mode. Means there is a 0 or there is a 1. I will tell you that on 0 this is a direct or indirect, and on 1 this is a direct or indirect. We will discuss this in the next slide. But in the first bit, we have to put the value 0 or 1 that shows that whatever the addressing modes we are using, and next 3 bits are used for the opcode. So rest 12 bits. This is 0 to 11. That is 12. 12 bits are used for the address. 3 bits are used for the opcode, and 1 bit is used for the addressing modes. So this is 12 plus 3 plus 1, that is 16 bits. So total are 16 bits. Now in the next slide. Okay, this is the addressing mode. As I was telling you that the direct address is in the memory, means the address that we gave, the content is, or the opcode is that particular memory. But when the address is referred by the another memory, then that is indirect. Means we are reading our content indirectly. This is our content of or code. This is our content or opcode. Suppose this is a CPU. This wants to access the code or access the opcode, then first it will approach to this memory, and this memory is approach to this memory. So this is called indirect mode. And in direct mode, suppose this is a CPU, then it access the opcode or it access the data value at the location that is connected directly with this. So this is in the direct addressing mode and indirect addressing mode. You can see from here also, it will be, I think, more clear. In the direct addressing modes, this is 0. It represents that it is a direct addressing modes. When it is 1, it represents that it's a indirect addressing modes. This is opcode, means we are performing a operation, add operation. We are performing a add operation. Now we have to access the value. We have to access the value or operand that is at location number 457. So directly it will approach to location or address 457 and read the operand from there. But in direct addressing modes, when 300 address is given over here, so first it will search for the 300 address 300, then it will see whatever is written over here. So there will be also a address of some other place. So this is the address of some other place of this location. So now it will access the content of this memory location and will perform the operation. Will perform the plus operation. Will perform the plus operation. Now AC is accumulator. AC is accumulator. We will just about to read these also. Now you may think that this is at 22 and this is at 35. These are different memory locations where these instructions are going to be written. So in this, there is no need for of the confusion. So don't confused. Now there are different registers inside CPU. In these registers only the calculations are going to be performed, because when any operation has to be performed, then in RAM there is a data in RAM memory, primary memory, and this is a CPU. This is a CPU. Then every time CPU will not pick the data every time from memory and push it back to the every time in the memory. What it will do? Oh, this we can explain in another way, that if CPU wants to perform a operation, if CPU want to perform a operation, then it will not reference to memory. It will not reference to memory. It will not perform any operation on the memory. Means content of the memory. What it will do? It will pick the content from memory to its own registers. To its own registers. These are PC, AR, AC. I will discuss it within a minute. Let me go on the next slide first. Okay, this is about the registers. I want to tell to you, see, these are the different registers inside CPU. This is a CPU. This is a memory. I told you the size of the memory. Size of the memory is 4096. 4096 multiplied by 16. Multiplied by 16 means this is the memory where there are 16 bits in a number. 16 bits in a number. And the size of the memory is 4096. So there are different registers. Those are internal to CPU, Central Processing Unit, that is PC, program counter, and DR. Now I will tell you these. So we will discuss these about these registers now. So let's come on the registers. So first one is PC. First one is PC. This is a program counter. It holds the address of instructions. It holds the address of instructions. Then address register holds the address of memory. Address of memory. Program counter holds the address of instructions. Keep in mind, it's hold the address of instructions, while address registers hold the address of memory, means address of location. Accumulator, AC accumulator, means this is a processor register where all the operations are going to be performed. In accumulator, all the operations are going to be performed. This is IRA instructions register. It holds the instructions and tell that what have to do next. This is data register that holds the data of the operand. This is temporary register. Sometimes what happens, the data is too much, then it's really very difficult to handle the data. Then at that time, the data can be put in this register, in the temporary register. It's hold the data temporarily. Now INPR. INP means input. This is input register. Input register means this is a register that holds the data of the input devices. That holds the data of the input device. Input register that holds input characters. And this is OUTR means out register. It holds the data that has to be sent to output device. The size of these is program counter size is 12 bits. Means at a time program counter can hold 12 bits. The size of input and output registers are 8 bit. The size of input and output registers are 8 bit. The size of address register, the size of address registers is 12 bit. We discuss over there that when the size, to represent all the size of the memory, to represent all the size means complete memory, we need 2 raised to the power 12 means 12 bits. 12 bits. So this is the reason that address register is of 12 bits. Then all other register, that is accumulator, where the operations are going to be performed, instruction register, data register, and temporary registers are of 16-bit each. We discuss about this memory and this also. So in the next class, we will discuss about the computer registers, interconnections of computer registers, and the operations those are going to be performed between the registers. Thank you.